Talking about power, you know, Accra has been disconnected.
Yeah, this morning we woke up to the news.
It was on CNN.
CNN last night.
We were live there on CNN.
Oh,
can you people look for it for us and play that thing back? Let the people
take
play.
a look at that. Yeah.
Masaudu was there. Live, you're doing me inside the darkness.
I heard the teacher really lamenting. It's like all these 30 years I've been a teacher, I've never seen anything like that.
But he was even lamenting in the dark. That's the funny part of it. The man was lamenting
in the dark.
The only thing I could see was his teeth.
But it's quite interesting. This is happening at a time we are talking about giving free tablets to secondary school students.
Yes.
Yeah, but for whatever it's worth, ECG would have to explain. You can't just do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
You can't take off a secondary school of the national. You cannot. Under no circumstance can you do that. It's not a private enterprise.
Yeah.
It's a government institution. There are layers of reporting systems.
But a while ago they disconnected the Kotoka.
No, what I'm saying is that Kotoka is a limited company now.
Okay.
Owned by government, but it operates as a limited liability company.
All right.
The mechanics are different.
Okay.
Kotoka, that's Ghana Airport Company, doesn't have people's children logged in there.
Okay.
Health and safety issues. Okay. Now, if something happens to any child there, it goes all the way to the doorstep of the government. So I'm just saying that, and I'm not saying that schools shouldn't pay their bills. They should have found better ways of doing this. If I were in any management, I'll put up their light during the day. Then in the night, I'll put it for them because of the children. You know, there are ways of doing this, and they have to explain. There's no justification whatsoever to take off the lights of Accra Academy Secondary School. You can't do that. They cannot do that because the ECG as an institution themselves, I'm sure they may have flouted certain things in terms of taxes, in terms of payee and all those. Has anybody gone after them? Meanwhile, there are private companies who are owing. You have not disconnected them. You haven't been able to go and disconnect them. You are going to disconnect Accra. And Accra old students are sitting down keeping quiet. Big guys, Accra old students.
I hear you have a few of them here.
Oh, yeah. Jude Duncan and the people at Accra.
Nathan Power and all that.
But this is, I was hoping that by this morning, the old student people would have charged to Accra and ECG. It should not be allowed. It should never be allowed.
It's happened.
Okay, when we're having a conversation, we're talking about transportation and the challenges thereof, and we're looking at electric vehicles, and the question about how to charge and power the electric vehicles came up, and we dovetailed from there into some of the power challenges that we have within the nation. And last night, one of our correspondents, Fauzu Masawudu, was at Accra Academy, and they had a complete blackout. Let's take a look at this report.
High School, where we understand that the Electricity Company of Ghana has disconnected the school from the national grid. We'll cross over to my colleague Fauzu Masaudu for more on this. Good evening, Fauzu. What have you gathered?
Good evening, Zoe. So I'm currently here at the Accra Academy school at First Light on the Kanishi stretch. You know, right from the entrance to the KJ Konya Hall, and then inside the school is complete darkness with so much uncertainty. Authorities and students are faced here right now. We understand that the disconnection by the Electricity Company of Ghana is due to some indebtedness. But I would want to quickly engage one of the authorities on campus to, ascertain really what the issue is. Thank you very much, sir. You are live on Citi Newsroom.
Thank you very much for coming over to see what is happening. In fact, today is the saddest day in my life as a teacher who has worked for over 31 years. I've never seen this anywhere. I went out after classes between 5:30 to 4, and I got a call from one of my colleagues that the ECG guys are on campus, and their main mission is that they are here to disconnect the school because of some kind of indebtedness. And to be frank, we are not the ones who are supposed to pay this amount to them. And what pains me is that The teachers who are staying on campus, they are on prepaid, and they have all been disconnected. And currently we have about 3,000 students who are in school. And look at the situation we find ourselves. So if something happens to any of the students, who is going to be blamed for what has happened?
Okay. So at what time exactly was the power cut today?
In fact, we did not recognize it until when the students were ready for prep. And then we were in anticipation that, well, it's a normal blackout. So when they go to prep, maybe it will come. So as you can see, they are in class, waiting for the power to come up. But unfortunately, here we find ourselves. And there we call those who came in and they said, powers from above says they should disconnect us because of that amount that we are owing. We don't even know how much we are owing as an institution because we are not the ones who are supposed to. In fact, I'm very sad about what I'm seeing currently in Accra Academy.
Right. It's been close to hours since, power was cut here on campus. You as a tutor may not know the reason for the disconnection, but have you had any form of communication from management yet as regards the reasons for this disconnection?
Yeah, I've gotten in touch with my management, which I'm part of it. And all that I can tell you is that the ECG guys told us we own their outfit. And if we own their outfit, we are not the ones who are supposed to pay. We have done everything possible for them not to do what we are going through currently. But they never listen to us. They never listen to us simply because they said they were sent from their headquarters to come and do this exercise. It's very bad. And as I indicated, close to 3,000 students, and then you put them in darkness. Who can tell what will happen to any of them?
So they are still having preps, aren't they?
They are in class.
They are in class.
It is time for them to go back to their dormitories. And what are they going to do in the dormitories? It's very bad. It's very bad. So I'm appealing to the ECG leaders that at least they have students in schools. And if that is the way they were treated when they were in school, I'm not sure they would have gotten to this level. So I'm appealing to them that they should come back and do the needful.
But it's also a financial obligation. The school must, perform.
And that one
should
come from the school. It should come from
your employers, your managers.
Yes.
And
they have discussed so many issues with them, which I can't put it out here. Okay. Which we all believe that we've come to a level that they don't need to put us into this corner.
Do you have standby generators on campus, none?
Fine, we have one, but where is the fuel? Where is the fuel?
So that's also an issue.
It's an issue. If you have fuel to power it, you could have done so.
All right. Thank you very much, Zoe. So that's one of the teachers on campus. It's complete darkness, like I stated earlier. If the camera can pan to my right, you could see it's one of the classroom blocks. Again, complete darkness here. Students, understand, are having preps. But close filming is prohibited. But from afar, you can see them using their torchlight and what have you. In the teacher submission, he says they have standby generators, really. But, getting fuel to power them is also another issue. So, Zoe,
So that's what we experienced last night. Larry,
yeah.
When you're watching it, what do you think? What's going through your mind?
I just recalled I have two nephews in the school.
In this school?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. And we've been worried about how Accra has been swamped by, settlements all over. And how these students are able to even jump, scale the wall and then run to town to go and do their own thing. So parents are quite worried as to, some of these things. Now that the light is off, you can imagine. I mean, some of the students, I'm sure they spent, their night in town and all that. But it's quite unfortunate that this is where we are. That Accra, of all places, is going through this. What's happening in other schools, like, my good old Bishop Eman College. And then, Bieko. I went to Bieko. The one and only. And then some other schools that are what we used to call mushroom schools. I mean,
Oh, but the Helco is not much.
no, I'm saying some other schools.
Ghana today, there's no
No,
much.
but
Every school is the same level.
It's the same
It's
level.
Accra that is in darkness today.
So, but I think that I'm sure the authorities are watching us. And by the close of the day, something must be done about it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Somebody
Students,
should
yes.
instruct
You
ECG
get
to
it.
put the thing
But
on.
yeah. But the unfortunate thing is this. I mean, what the gentleman said, that others, or as in some of the teachers, actually are using prepaid.
Yeah.
However, they are all off. I mean, we should begin to sue companies like that.
Absolutely.
You know, that I have a contract with you. I've honored my side of the bargain.
I've bought my
I've
credit.
bought my credit.
You've
But when you
turned all
came
of us
in,
off.
because of, maybe, then you went and put off everything. I'm sure they switched it off from the generator or somewhere else. So they don't really care.
The main transformer or something.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts on comments on this?
No, I
before
mean, I
we
just think that somebody should call ECG to go and put on the light for the school people. They should find ways of, look, Accra Academy is a secondary school, and it's not a law on its own. It reports to Ghana Education Service, and Ghana Education Service to Ministry of Education. So in that order, you cannot, it shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
If you have, I mean, look, watching TV, you have a ward or whatever in Accra Academy only to see this picture of darkness. 3,000 and over students.
Yeah.
Charlie, let's not do this.
Yeah.
Let's not. The health and safety considerations alone should not allow this thing to happen. They should go and put on the lights.
Yeah.
Let there be light. ECG, let there be light in Accra.
You know the strange thing? I just had a message. And the person says I should tell you that they know who is behind the disconnection.
Oh,
really?
And I had to do with Presec.
Oh, how? What? Protect the work
And
at
that,
ECG
it has to do with the years of beating them at Interco.
How about Protect beating you at NSMK?
Well, that one,